Hello everyone, welcome to another class of organic compounds which is protein, and here we are going to discuss zwitterion, the acid based behavior of amino acids. What happens to amino acids as you change the pH by adding either acids or alkalis to their solutions? For simplicity, look at the amino acids which contain a single NH2 group and a single carboxylic group. Zwitterions in simple amino acid solutions. An amino acid has both a basic amino group and an acidic carboxylic acid group. So the basic group is NH2, the carboxylic group is acidic group, and R is the substituent, and therefore we have different types of alpha amino carboxylic acids. There is an internal transfer of a hydrogen ion from the COH group to the NH2 group to leave an ion with both a negative charge and a positive charge. Now see what happens. If you remove a proton from carboxylic group, this will move towards NH2. So we have NH3, the quaternary nitrogen, which will form positive charge, and after removal of proton, here it is going to form a negative charge. So we have both a negative charge and a positive charge. This is a zwitterion. So NH3 becomes positive and CO negative. So this is the form that amino acids exists even in the solid state. And if you dissolve the amino acid in water, a simple solution also contains this ion. It means it is stable. This is amphoteric in nature. A zwitterion is a compound with no overall electrical charge, but which contains separate parts which are positively and negatively charged. See, it says a zwitterion is a compound with no overall electric charge, because one positive, one negative is going to cancel, but which contains separate parts which are positively and negatively charged. Adding an alkali to an amino acid solution. So when we add alkali to a zwitterion, if we increase the pH of a solution of an amino acid by adding hydroxide ions, the hydrogen ion is removed from NH3 positive group. So this is going to form water molecule, and we have an ion with a negative charge. So here we have a negative charge, and this is no longer a zwitterion. We could show that the amino acid now exists as a negative ion using electrophoresis. The amino acid would be found to travel towards the anode. So if any ion which travels towards the anode means it itself is negative, because opposite charges attract each other. So anode is the positive electrode and the negative ion will move towards the anode. So zwitterion, it becomes a negatively charged ion in a basic solution if we keep on adding an alkali. So if we increase the pH of the solution by adding hydroxide ions, the zwitterion is converted into a negative ion. Adding an acid to an amino acid solution. Now if we decrease the pH by adding an acid to a solution of an amino acid, the COO minus part of the zwitterion picks up the hydrogen ion. So what is going to be the result? This time during electrophoresis, the amino acid would move towards the cathode, the negative electrode. Means now there is only a positive ion existing. It is no longer a zwitterion. Shifting the pH from one extreme to the other. Suppose you start with the ion we have just produced under acidic conditions and slowly add alkali to it. That ion contains two acidic hydrogens, the one in the COH group and the one in the NH3 positive group. The more acidic of this there is from the carboxylic group, and so that is removed first and you get back the zwitterion. See, if we have a cation which has been formed by adding H ions to the amino acid solution or the zwitterion, so this positive ion has two kinds of acidic hydrogens. The one can be removed from NH3 positive, the other can be removed from the carboxylic group. So on addition of this hydroxyl ions or alkali, which hydrogen will be removed? The one from the carboxylic acid group. So we have again the formation of a zwitterion in the solution. So when you have added just the right amount of alkali, the amino acid no longer has a net positive or negative charge. That means that it won't move towards either the cathode or anode during electrophoresis. The pH at which this lack of movement during electrophoresis happens is known as isoelectric point of the amino acid. This pH varies from amino acid to amino acid. So when there is a zwitterion formed from the positive or a negative charge which has been formed from the amino acid by the addition of alkali or H ions, this will be again converted in a zwitterion on addition of an exact amount of the alkali. There will be no movement towards the cathode or anode, and there will be no movement during electrophoresis, and this point is known as isoelectric point. If we go on adding hydroxide ions, we will get the reaction we have already seen, in which a hydrogen ion is removed from NH3 positive group. So here again there is a negatively charged species formed. We can of course reverse the whole process by adding an acid to the ion we have just finished up with. That ion contains two basic groups, the NH2 group and the CO minus group. The NH2 group is the stronger base and so picks up the hydrogen ion first. That leads us back to the zwitterion again, and of course you can keep going on by adding hydrogen ion to the CO minus group. So again there is formation of zwitterion. When an amino acid dissolves in water, this situation is little bit more complicated than we tend to pretend at this level. The zwitterion interacts with water molecules, acting as both an acid and a base. So as an acid, the NH3 positive group is a weak acid and donates a hydrogen ion to a water molecule. Because it is only a weak acid, the position of equilibrium will lie to the left. So when the hydrogen is donated by the NH3 positive, it becomes, the resultant is a negatively charged species with H3O positive. So it is a weak acid. So it acts both as an acid and a base. So here it is acting as an acid. So as a base, the CO minus group is a weak base and takes a hydrogen ion from water molecule. Again, the equilibrium lies to the left. When you dissolve an amino acid in water, both of these reactions are happening. So here we see the zwitterion dissolved in water, the NH3 is there, but from water molecule H ion is taken up by CO minus and it acts as a base and OH ion is released. But the positions of the two equilibria aren't identical. They vary depending on the influence of the R group. In practice, for the simple amino acids we have been talking about, the position of first equilibrium lies a bit further to the right than the second one. That means that there will be a rather more of negative ion from the amino acid in the solution than the positive one. In those circumstances, if we carry out electrophoresis on the unmodified solution, there would be a slight drift of amino acid towards the positive electrode. And to stop that, we need to cut down the amount of negative ion so that the concentration of the two ions are identical. We can do that by adding a very small amount of acid to the solution, moving the position of first equilibrium further to the left. Typically, the pH has to be lowered to about 6 to achieve this. For glycine, for example, the isoelectric point is pH 6.07, for alanine 6.11, for serine 5.68. So this varies from amino acid to amino acid. The isoelectric point for each amino acid is different at different pH. Thank you.